Welcome to a fascinating look into history. In this video, we'll reveal rare historical photos you won't find in books. These unique images capture forgotten moments and hidden stories that shaped our world. Let's uncover these incredible snapshots from the past. This iconic photograph captures a moment in 1936 when a man stands amidst a crowd, refusing to give the Nazi salute. While everyone else shows obedience, he defiantly crosses his arms, symbolizing silent resistance and personal integrity against oppressive conformity. His stand serves as a powerful reminder of individual courage in the face of overwhelming social pressure and tyranny. This striking image depicts a 106-year-old Armenian woman holding an AK-47 while guarding her home in 1990. Her fierce expression and firm grip on the rifle symbolize resilience, determination, and a lifetime of struggle, reflecting the harsh realities faced by many Armenians. The photograph captures the spirit of an individual willing to protect her home and history despite her age. This peculiar image, taken in the 1920s, shows visitors at the California alligator farm in Los Angeles dining with alligators nearby. The alligators were trained, and guests were allowed to move freely among them. It highlights the daring entertainment of that era, where the thrill of close encounters with wild animals was considered an attraction, despite evident risks. This image from the 1920s depicts an official measuring the length of women's bathing suits to ensure compliance with modesty regulations. If the suits were deemed too short, women could be fined. The practice illustrates the strict societal norms and regulations around women's attire during that era, emphasizing modesty and control. This powerful image, taken by Claude P. Detloff on October 1, 1940, captures a young boy running after his father, a soldier marching off to war in New Westminster, Canada. Titled, "Wait for Me, Daddy," the photograph poignantly illustrates the emotional separation families experienced during World War II, symbolizing love and longing amid the uncertainties of conflict. This image depicts a U.S. Marine offering a cigarette to a Japanese soldier who had been buried in the sand during the Battle of Iwo Jima in 1945. It represents a rare moment of humanity amidst the brutal conflict of World War II, showing empathy and a shared recognition of each other's struggle, despite being on opposing sides of a fierce battle. This photograph from 1950 captures the moment when Coca-Cola was introduced to France. The expressions on the men's faces reveal curiosity and skepticism as they observe the American drink being poured. The image symbolizes the early stages of cultural exchange, with Western consumer goods beginning to influence post-war Europe, marking a shift toward globalization. This image depicts a fashion trend from the 1950s, known as the bullet bra. Characterized by its pointed, cone-shaped design, it aimed to emphasize a dramatic silhouette, which was popular at the time. The bullet bra symbolized both a shift towards more structured undergarments and the era's fascination with accentuating feminine curves through fashion. This iconic photograph, known as the Kiss of Life, shows a utility worker giving mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to his co-worker who had come into contact with a high-voltage wire in 1967. The image powerfully captures the urgency and courage involved in saving a life, emphasizing the dedication and bravery of workers in hazardous jobs. This haunting image from 1937 shows members of the Soviet Young Pioneers youth group wearing gas masks during an attack preparation drill. The scene illustrates the atmosphere of fear and readiness prevalent during that period. As tensions in Europe escalated toward World War II, it reflects the early militarization of children and the emphasis on civil defense in Soviet society. This heartbreaking image from Chicago in 1948 shows a mother hiding her face after placing a sign that reads, "4 children for sale." It reflects the desperation many families face during hard economic times post-World War II, illustrating the extent of poverty that led parents to consider unthinkable measures to provide a better future for their children. This image from 1937 shows a baby cage used to provide children with sunlight and fresh air while living in cramped apartment buildings. Designed for urban families with limited outdoor space, these cages allowed infants to experience the outdoors safely. The practice reflects the period's belief in the health benefits of sunlight and fresh air for children's well-being. This powerful image shows race organizers attempting to remove Kathrine Switzer from the 1967 Boston Marathon. Despite their efforts, Switzer persevered, becoming the first woman to officially finish the race. Her determination marked a significant step for women in sports, breaking barriers and challenging gender norms in competitive running. This poignant image from 1940 shows a little girl sitting amidst the rubble of her bombed home in London, holding her doll tightly. Her innocence contrasts starkly with the devastation around her, highlighting the profound impact of World War II on children and the vulnerability of civilians during times of conflict. This photograph shows a woman in England, 1938, pushing a gas-resistant pram designed to protect her child from potential gas attacks during World War II. The image captures the pervasive fear of chemical warfare at the time and the lengths to which people went to ensure their families' safety. This photograph from 1918 depicts nurses and officers participating in a Red Cross fundraiser in Birmingham, Alabama. The image captures a moment of community involvement during World War I, highlighting the vital role played by the Red Cross and local volunteers in raising funds and support for the war effort. It reflects the era's spirit of unity and dedication to helping those in need. This image portrays the graves of a Catholic woman and her Protestant husband, divided by a wall in Holland, 1888. Despite religious separation, the two tombs feature hands reaching across to hold each other, symbolizing the enduring power of love that transcends boundaries and societal divisions, even after death. This photograph captures an Austrian boy's pure joy after receiving new shoes during World War II. His expression of uncontained happiness, clutching the shoes tightly, reflects the harsh reality of wartime scarcity, where even the smallest gifts carried immense emotional weight. The image serves as a poignant reminder of resilience and appreciation amidst adversity. This image from 1965 shows Salvador Dalí kissing the hand of Raquel Welch after completing her portrait. It captures a moment of admiration and respect between the iconic artist and actress. This 1945 photograph shows a wounded military dog posing with his handler in Japan. The U.S. soldier holds a good luck flag taken from a Japanese soldier, a common practice during World War II, to collect souvenirs. The image highlights the bond between soldiers and their loyal service animals, reflecting their role in the intense and emotionally charged circumstances of the war. This 1897 photograph shows an alligator pulling a small cart with a young girl sitting in it. The image reflects a time when safety standards were far less stringent, and exotic or dangerous animals were used for entertainment in surprising ways. Today, such a scene would be unthinkable due to stricter animal welfare and child safety regulations, underscoring how societal norms and values have evolved. This iconic image, captured in Times Square on August 14, 1945, shows a sailor spontaneously kissing a nurse to celebrate the end of World War II on VJ Day. The photograph embodies the euphoria and relief felt across the United States upon hearing news of Japan's surrender, marking the end of years of conflict. This 1865 photograph depicts drying racks outside a pasta shop in Palermo, Italy. The scene captures the traditional method of pasta production, with long strands hanging to dry in the open air. It provides a glimpse into the local culture and artisanal practices of the time, highlighting the importance of pasta as a staple of Italian cuisine and the community involvement in its preparation. This 1903 photograph shows workers inside the Pittsburgh Plate Glass Company in Tarentum, Pennsylvania. It captures an earlier method of glassmaking, involving labor-intensive processes that differ greatly from today's more mechanized techniques. The image highlights the skilled craftsmanship and hard labor that were essential in the production of glass during the early 20th century, reflecting the industrial heritage of the period. This photograph captures a massive crowd in Times Square, New York, celebrating on May 7, 1945, following Germany's surrender in the end of World War II in Europe. Known as VE Day, the scene is filled with joy and relief as people gathered to mark the end of years of conflict, symbolizing hope for a peaceful future.